All right, we're skipping to taillights. I'm gonna change these bad boys out to this guy right here. So this will be interesting, see how many things I break in the process. All right, so we'll start with this inner panel right here. Let's figure out how this guy comes off. No, not too hard, so looks like it comes off like that. Pushing forward, little clips right here, going in there. All right, not too bad. 2 bolts. Let's take this out of the street pretty fast. All right, with a little tug after the 2 bolts are removed, I think it was a T30. So undo that by squeezing that, and this should be pretty easy. All right, here's the tail light. It's in, pushed right in. Very easy. You can do this part. We'll find out. We'll do the next side, and then we will get to the center, which I think is going to be a disaster. But so far, so good. Very subtle difference, but it's worth it. Starting on this side again, what you need to do is make sure you stick your fingernails or something very sharp plasticky and then pull out. It'll come right out. All right, a note about this connector. If you're pressing really hard here and it's not coming, just get like a plier or something, a screwdriver, and gently just push on there and bend it a little bit without too much, without breaking anything, and it should come out. It should click. All right, here you can see a half-assed job and the difference. It's a very slight difference, but it is noticeable. I think with a black car or darker car, it looks great. So now it's a matter of figuring out the center part. That's going to be some clips and some other bolts. Give it a shot. All right, so we're going to start with this guy. 2 bolts, T10. You want something like this. I think there's one in here. This one I have to look up again in the guide. There's bolts under here, so this thing has to come off. I gotta figure out how that comes off. There's 2 bolts in here, one on this side and one that side. One bolt already fell off. I don't know how that happened, but there's one more bolt there. Once that's done, there's I don't think there's any other bolts. And then we have to go look inside, and there's clips holding this panel together. All right, bolts removed here. I'm still not sure how this comes off. This, I just kind of stuck my fingers in there and ripped this down, and then I did it again on this, and this thing came out. So now we have access to inside, and guessing there's something in here. I'll have to get a flashlight and look. I have a wedging tool, so I'm just using this as a wedge, and I stuck it in the end here. I'm gonna just play it around with it so we can pull this off. All right, so this part comes off. So there's 2 clips. There's one on there, one there. They're holding it up like that, and then the bottom part scoops up into these things right there. You see that? So that's that. And looks like there's one bolt here. That's not it. Did I drop something? Yeah. Apparently there's a bolt right there. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Right there. So you have to disconnect these lights. Disconnect these lights. 2 bolts here. 1 bolt there. 2 right here. Right there is 1. 2. And then you get this off, and then you got to start yanking, and that's going to be the scary part. So let me disconnect this stuff, and I'll start yanking. All right, stuck both hands right here, pressed here, right here with both hands, bam, down. Start going around slowly. Looks like we had a casualty right here. I don't think it's a huge deal. It's this thing. I mean, this thing, what is it doing? It's just kind of guiding it in. I don't think it really holds anything. So yeah, that's it. Everything else is good. All right, we're using an 8mm to remove these 2 bolts here. I'm assuming it's for the tail light. Couldn't be for anything else. I don't see a 3rd one. So only 2 holds it in, so find out in a second here. yes, that was it. 2 bolts, and bring your trunk down and pull it out without scratching your own paint and replace. Pretty easy to do. Just a note, do not lose these bolts in these holes or you will be crying, because I don't know even how you would even get to them, and you don't want this thing rattling in your trunk. So yeah, don't do that. And don't over tighten them. Don't be yanking on that thing. Just a very slight hand, maybe slight one click. That's all you need. I mean, these are just plastic. You don't want to break them. All right, they're installed. So now it's a matter of putting this thing back together. I've got one piece that's broken, but it's all it does. It slides. It slides in here like a guide. It doesn't hold anything, so we can try to see what we can do without that. I don't want to glue it in there because most likely it'll just break again, and then I'll have a loose piece inside there, so no good. Yeah, putting this back up is not fun. I did glue a piece back onto these things. These are actually glued on, these plastic pieces, so if you end up breaking a piece, dislodging them, just glue them with some Gorilla glue. Did the trick. Anyway, so yeah, putting this back up is not fun because it's one hell of a shoulder exercise of aligning them and then pressing them. I don't want to like break any more clips. You gotta get them right, correct spots. So.
All right, so we managed to get this back on. It did take 2 people and some adjustments, but yeah, you probably want to get a second person to do it. Again, 2 bolts back in here, another bolt under this, and then the 2 bolts that are under this panel here. But yeah, I mean, something fairly easy to do, and they look great.